Hey team, thanks for coming and taking a look at another video here with me. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about this beauty right here, the snow owl. So, these guys here found up in the snow biome. They're actually one of the new dinos here added in Extinction, and they're pretty good. They do quite a few different things, including healing your tames. They have some magical poop that does a couple of different things. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So first things first, you can trap them like you would a normal dino or an RG. They're about the same size as an RG. It looks like they probably even have the same model as an RG, if I had to guess. So I'm just gonna build like your normal standard little RG pen here, which only has to be about 3 deep, which is usually what we do. Let's do this here. Alright, we've got the trap set. Let me go ahead and see if we can just pull this guy. Alright, it took a second, but he stopped running around here. So, here we go. We've got him in the trap. This is just a normal primitive gun. This is a level 1 owl, so obviously it's going to be a little bit easier to knock him out with some darts. And there we go. He's out in 2 shots here. So, obviously there's some extinction kibble, but I don't really want to get into that just yet. So we're just going to look at some of the normal stuff. Let's get some of that stuff spawned in really quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, we've got all of our items here. I'm going to put basically just almost every kind of meat in here that you could possibly think of, and we're going to see what it eats first. Clearly it's the mutton, then the prey meat, then the cooked lamb chop, and the cooked lamb chop. So, pretty much just like any other sort of tame, he prefers basically the exact... Ooh, hi buddy. Basically the exact same thing as any other normal meat team. Now they do have a certain type of kibble, but I'm not going to cover kibble in this one because kibble's a little bit different in Extinction. So we'll talk about that in a completely separate video. So for now, let's go ahead and just jump into it and show you what they actually can do. So first things first, let's get a saddle for this guy. The snow owl saddle. What's the actual name for this guy? It is a snow owl. Okay, so we might actually need to learn it. Let's see, owl. This can only be crafted at a smithy, but I should still be able to do it here, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Snow owl saddle. Okay, so actually, let me show you guys what it actually looks like. Snow saddle requirements here, it's just basically the same. It seems like all saddles in Extinction are pretty much the same. So it's 150 keratin, 185 fiber, and 350 hide, which is not too bad. All the saddles here are super cheap. So let's jump onto this guy now. Let's give him infinite stam so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so this is what the snow owl looks like. Now, these guys are actually pretty quick, and they do have a dive that's very similar to the griffin. As you can see there, he actually does build up speed when you go down, and just like that. So these guys are actually pretty fast. These are one of the faster ways to travel around the Extinction map. The next thing that these guys can do is if you don't even have to be landed. You can actually do this in the air if you really wanted to. But you have the C, which is the infrared. This will actually show you any sort of bodies or anybody that's around. Just like using the tech helmet, for example. Apparently they can actually use that. Oh, I still stand out even with infinite stats on. That's kind of weird. That's really weird. It must drain a lot of stamina. Anyway, so another thing that's supposed to do is it's supposed to allow you to be able to find element nodes. And the element nodes are actually going to be something that spawn in, hopefully maybe after the next patch here, or the first patch. This is what their actual poop is, and I'm going to just kind of take a quick break. They don't poop like normal. Just like any other owl, they actually throw up what they can't eat. So they actually drop snow pellets instead. This is what their quote-unquote poop is. And we'll get into that here in just a second. That actually has some pretty good uses. But let's talk about the next couple of things here. So, next things here. The snow owl can do this here. If you hold down the right click, it will freeze and it starts to heal. Obviously my owl is pretty low level, so he can't do it for very long before running out of stamina, but this is actually pretty cool because it's actually completely opposite of what the pig does. And what I mean by that is, instead of using the owl's food to be able to heal everything around him, he actually uses the other dino's food. So if you have a trike, if you're trying to heal up your trike because you're soaking bullets or whatever it is, and you drop this and you start to heal, he'll actually go ahead and start to pull the food from the other dino instead of using his own food to be able to heal them. The other thing that this does is it does lock animals into place, or dinos or players, really. Anything in a circle around them, a pretty decent sized circle around them. Let's try it here on the rhino. So you can use this for PvP as well, because you can heal. Well, it doesn't heal, it just freezes enemies. So let's try this. There we go, just like that. He's completely frozen, as you can see. Takes a second, he'll come out of it just like you do. Doesn't do any damage, but you can use this to be able to pick and kill other players. It does work in the air as well, so it's actually really, really good defensively. These guys do not have a normal pick attack. This is just a normal attack. They do okay damage, not really that great. They're more of a utility dino than anything else, but their heal is actually really, really fast as well. Unfortunately, I'm here on my single player, so I can't, you know, we can. Let's just do this. Let me get this guy low. I'm going to force him, get him a little bit lower, and show you how fast these things heal. Be right back. Alright, so as you can see, I've gone ahead and done some damage to this woolly rhino here. He's currently sitting at about 250 out of 900 health. So let's see if we can jump with the snow owl. I did level up the snow owl a little bit in stam so we can get a little bit of a better picture. Now we should be able to see his health while we freeze, I believe. Let's double check. Nope, we cannot. So let's just do it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And what are we sitting at here, bud? You are full health. So probably actually a little bit faster than that even. But as you can see, these guys heal really, really quickly, which is great. Let's look at his food here. And it didn't even use too much of his food. I think we used a total of 30 food while healing that guy. So really, it wasn't very much. It is quite better than the actual pig, in my opinion. And this thing actually can heal through walls, so that's going to make some interesting raid subjects, raid targets. I'll kind of show you guys a video on that. We've actually already been using this on official. So anyway, that kind of shows you most of the abilities here. Alright guys, so I think that's going to pretty close to wrap it up. Last couple of things I did want to show is that you can, let's double check here, I'm pretty positive that you can actually breed them. Just spam you. Yep, they are breedable. So it does look like you can actually go ahead and breed them. Let's turn that off because I don't really want to do that right this moment. I'm sure eggs are pretty much like normal. And then the very, very last thing to talk about here is the actual pelts. So the easiest way to actually get the pelts at the moment is just to go ahead and do this. Start to drain their stamina. And then watch them start, or actually, you know, I think, oh, there we go. He starts to throw it up all by himself. So he does eat the raw meat when he does throw things up. So make sure you keep some meat in there. But I think there's another way to get him to go a little bit quicker. Hang on 1 second. Sorry guys, I did have to go in and rebind a key that I thought was completely useless, which was the poop key. So really quickly, I'm going to do a half stam here. Half stam just to show you guys what it looks like without spamming the poop key. And stam's going back up. We defecated 1 time. Let's go back and do it again, and then this time I'm going to go ahead and spam the defecate key. You know, it was about the same time. Oh, we got some owls here, some birds here. Let's get rid of this real quick because it is kind of a pain, and thanks for ruining the video there, boys. Anyway, so it looks like it might be about the same. Playing around with it a little bit, I want to say, you know, let's try one more time. Let's go ahead and just do a full stand bar this time. So let's go ahead and hold C. Here we go, all the way down. Let's get a complete wipe of his stam. And that's probably about good right there. Alright, buddy, how many times are we going to go ahead and throw up? Once, twice, and we're full. Okay, so 2 times full. Now let's go ahead and completely waste our stand bar one more time. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's spam defecate. Okay, so we did end up getting 1 extra poop that time. I think he was just eating that. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, so it looks like we did get 1 extra one by spamming. Now, this guy's not going to be the highest level one, and I did just spam stamina on him when I leveled him up a little bit. So he does have a little bit of stamina. More stamina might give you more food. I'm not really sure how that correlates. It seems like that would probably be about right because you do have to waste the stand to get the food back up. Anyway, the last thing to talk about is what to actually do with these things. So these right here, as it says a regurgitated pellet of undigested owl food, sought after for its high concentrated plant nutrition. Experienced farmers often use these replacements for convenient fertilizer. So bingo, right there, it tells you in the description what you can use them for. can actually use them to fertilize your plants. The other thing that they're used for is taming gotchas. These things can tame gotchas extremely fast. Unofficial, I think it's less than a minute for a level 150 if you have owl pelts. So I highly recommend using these for the owl pelts. They also have one more special little use there with the gotchas. However, you're gonna have to go check out the gotcha farm video if you guys want to see what that is. Anyway, I hope that helps answer some of the questions here about the snow owl. These are actually some pretty cool utility creatures for the new map. Not so great at killing anything other than maybe freezing them in place so one of your buddies can kill. But yeah, with that, if you guys have any more questions or comments, if I missed something, please make sure you guys let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more content here for Extinction, hit that follow button, make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys.